You're watching Let's Chat.
If you're a baseball fan and a history fan, then this weekend is the weekend for you. Happening with the Chattanooga Lookouts and the Birmingham Barons, along with our friends at the Bessie Smith Cultural Center. Paula Wilkes is here, the president of the Bessie Smith Cultural Center. First of all, Paula, good to see you again.
Great, thanks for having me.
Huge things going on at the ballpark this weekend, and this is in honor and recognition of the Negro Baseball League. Tell me about this and what's going on.
So we've partnered with the Chattanooga Lookouts. We've partnered with them in the past, but this is a bigger event for us this weekend.
Right.
We're celebrating the Negro League, and they're showing our appreciation for what they went through and what they had to deal with early on to play their own, create their own teams when they weren't allowed to play in the other leagues.
A lot of folks, even if you are a baseball or a history fan, don't realize the depth of what you're talking about, the number of teams, the number of players, and let's face it, the sheer hell that a lot of them went through just to do what they wanted to do for a living.
Right. So they had to just travel, what we called barnstorming. They went from town to town, finding teams that they could play, and places that they would be allowed to play was the other thing. So they created their own Negro League teams, and they were playing and played here in Chattanooga over at Lincoln Park, because just next door was Ingalls Stadium, but they were not allowed to play at Ingalls Stadium.
Do you know if there will be any actual players from the Negro Leagues in attendance this weekend?
Yes, so we actually have 4 coming from out of town that will be joining us. And so they're coming in, will be at both games. We're recognizing them prior to the game on the field. They will be out on the pitcher's mound. We're recognizing them, and then there'll be a short period of time that people can meet them, take pictures, autographs in the concourse. And then on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. at the Bessie, we have a breakfast with the Negro League players and some of the Chattanooga Lookouts players. So for $10, you can come have breakfast with them, have some time to just sit down and hear their stories.
Which, some of those stories, if you're of a certain age or younger, you may find very difficult to believe, but they are all true, and they probably have been dressed up a bit because these players went through a lot of aggravation, and it wasn't just the travel. It was where they're going to stay once they got to the next city they were playing in, where they were going to eat, and for crying out loud, even what water fountain they could drink out of.
That's right. That's right. That's why when Jim Crow era came along, that's when the players had to create their own teams. But you're right. They couldn't play at the same stadiums. They couldn't stay in the same hotels. They had to find a place that was allowing Negro League players and people to be.
And those folks that were active in the Negro Leagues, you don't really realize what kind of pioneers that these people were, and for the players who are still living, what kind of pioneers these people still are today. What's maybe one of the more compelling stories you've heard from one of them?
We had recently did a video bio of one of the Negro League players, and he recently passed away, so we got his story prior. But he was actually talking about the difficulties in riding the bus and going into the towns and being shunned and not being able to even get off the bus in certain cities if they needed to stop for gas or food. They couldn't even go in, and it was just some of the ridicule and issues that they had just trying to do what they wanted to do, and that was play baseball.
And they dealt with it on a daily basis, day in, day out, month after month, year after year.
Yes, it was part of their life, and we at the Bessie want to tell those true stories. So that is our mission, is to tell the true story. Like you were saying, a lot of these stories have been made pretty.
I don't think a lot of folks really know the kind of guts and raw grit and determination a lot of these players had. And hopefully they will find that out this weekend. All right, tell me who we need to thank in appreciation for all of this going on this weekend.
So we couldn't do this weekend without Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union and Food City being our partners for the games, and then with Erlanger for sponsoring the breakfast. But they have helped us to bring this information to the forefront and to share it. This will be our first year of doing it like this, and we're going to do it again next year.
And tell me about these. These are really cool.
So on
sure we can get a shot of these
on Saturday night, there will be the first 1,000 guests into the stadium, where we receive a commemorative seat cushion. And of course, on Friday night, we're going to have fireworks after the game.
Fireworks.
Fireworks. Everybody loves the fireworks at the Lookout. So come out Friday night, we have the fireworks. Come out Saturday night, you can possibly get a seat cushion. So we're very excited about all of this. And both the Negro League teams.
And the Lookouts are taking on the Birmingham Barons.
Yes.
Again, one of these commemorative seat cushions could be yours. Make sure and check it out. Call them and make your reservations both for the game and for the breakfast at the Bessie Smith Center. Paula, good to see you as always.
Thank you, Chip.
Hope you'll do a follow-up with us and let us know how things turned out. Speaking of the Chattanooga Lookouts, yes, they are in the house. And guess what? Used Car Night's coming up this Saturday. We'll tell you all about it when we return with more of Let's Chat.